Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining. It's a 166th class with me. It's so many, I can't even say it, right? Woo! 166. What happened there then? So welcome. We had a little technical problem there, so we jumped out and we jumped back in. And if you could hear me on YouTube, I was talking about the beautiful power of technology, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, it's all negative. Technology is really bad. And I was talking about doing an online class this morning, and I still do online classes. And it's kind of, just from, 3 and 4 years ago, it was COVID times, and we all started doing online classes. And it's really where the Virtual Village Hall was spawned from. And it's become this amazing organization who provide so much great content, right? It's not just me, and people can just dip in and dip out and feel connected in a way, right? That disconnection is a real problem for a lot of us. So if we're connecting online, there is an energy right there. I know it's two-dimensional and I can't see you, but I feel you, people. And it's really lovely, and it's a real privilege, as I say, to be able to teach people up and down the country and in the length and the breadth. And you might not even be in the UK, you could be abroad. So if you've been taking these classes for the last 3.5 years, then thank you for your support. And if you're new, then welcome to the practice of yoga. And you probably think it's something that it's not. And it can be all manner of things, right? We mainly focus on the physical aspect of yoga here, kind of the asanas, we call them. So we work through postures, and we look at breath work, and we work through breath work as well. So there's lots of things that we do. But on days like today, when it's a little bit steamy, I don't know where you are in the UK, but here in the East Midlands, I got backs of my knees are a bit sweaty already. So I don't know about you. I don't want to move too much. But there's a balance, isn't there? Because it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and especially when it's warm, we have this little lull. And we sometimes need a little bit of energy. So we will do some things, obviously, but we'll do more restorative yoga. It won't be pure restorative yoga, a little bit into yin yoga where we hold the poses for longer. But we certainly will rest more and pay a little bit more attention to our breath. So I hope that's okay with you. Now, for this practice, I would recommend getting really comfortable. You probably don't need blankets to keep you warm, but you might need a blanket underneath your body, maybe underneath your spine or your hips or your shoulders or the back of your head, just so you're nice and comfortable. You can see behind me, I've got a bolster set up there. So if you have a bolster, brilliant. And if you don't, grab a cushion from your bed or a pillow, and make sure you've got something, a little bit comfortable and squidgy. That's nice. And that you're the right temperature, and that you've got a drink close by, that you're looking after yourself. That's what I'm saying. I'm reading this book at the moment. This is a new one. Really lovely book by an amazing teacher called Anna Ashby, and it's about restorative yoga. She gave me this book and she signed it for me. It's nice. She's going to come and do some teacher training at our yoga studio, Space to Breathe, in Leicester. And I'm really fascinated by this book. I want to show you a few poses. Now, we won't be doing these today, but it's this kind of thing that I'm talking about. Look at that. And these poses, that's like an adapted child's pose. And it says, hold it for 10 minutes. It's nice, isn't it? Did you find another one? Let's find one more. Look at that. Look at that for Shavasana. Look at that crazy pose. Or down here with straps and a bolster and blankets, all sorts of stuff going on there. So I'm going to be doing this teacher training, and I'm going to do it September and October. So we might bring a little bit of this influence into our classes when it's warmer. And I really like what it says at the start of this book. It talks about power. And we think about power, don't we? As like, rah! I do anyway. And when someone says power, I'm always like, rah! But this is what she says about power. To lie down, to pause, to become still and feel. It allows the physiology of the body to downshift into a balanced state, sowing the seeds for connection, creativity, and heartfelt contentment. Allowing the physiology of the body to downshift into a balanced state, sowing the seeds for connection, creativity, and heartfelt contentment. That's the stuff, right? So this is the antithesis of kind of like power yoga, where you're flying around, or vinyasa yoga, where it's one movement, one breath, and there's a lot of just we're moving a lot. So what we do is we sometimes have these crazy lives where we're super busy, and then what we do is we then replicate that in a yoga class. We're like, oh, this is what I need, and we probably get that from our work, or we probably get that I get it when I go for a run. I use my body in this way where it's very cardiovascular and it's achieving, and it's even at my age, but that's important for me. But also I understand that the realization that I need also to be still. And what these poses do is they allow you to find a shape where you're truly comfortable. And what we do is, like, on a very kind of like base level, we're calming the central nervous system. We're bringing everything into balance. And that's super important for us, because from that point, hopefully then we find this kind of groundedness, this kind of connectedness to ourselves and to other people. And then when we get that, well, number one, we're kinder to ourselves, we're kinder to other people, but also we make good decisions from those places, that places of groundedness, that places of stability. There's another book here, which is called Just That. And I'd recommend this book. I hope you don't mind me talking a little bit today. So this one here by Ruth Allen, How Connection with Nature Can Improve Our Mental and Physical Well-Being. So getting outside, it's a little bit easier, isn't it? When we're outside and the weather's a little bit nicer. So I'm going to read this to you. And it says, what does grounded look like? Because yoga teachers, they talk about, oh yeah, be grounded. And we think about it, it's about bringing my feet into the earth or onto my yoga mat. But this is what Ruth Allen says. I won't read them all because there's quite a lot. So what does a grounded person look like? Can manage themselves in relationships with others, not easily influenced and unlikely to conform, carries life's mishaps and quandaries lightly, operates with a sense of perspective, active rather than reactive, has a high tolerance for stress or is seemingly less affected by stress, reliable and trustworthy, appears to embody a sense of peace, others feel calm around them, encouraging and supporting for others, boundaried but not inflexible and closed, and lives and works with a sense of purpose and direction. Look at that picture of that tree, it's beautiful, right? And we get these things by practicing yoga, by being these mind-body connection practices. And we get it so wrong. We think, I'm going to do some yoga because I want to get a bit more flexible. We don't have to use that voice, right? Again, that's probably my voice. And that's good, right? Being more flexible, there's nothing wrong with that. That's good for us because we move freer and easier. But what we're really trying to do is we're trying to kind of like downgrade our kind of emotions in some way, where we can be grounded and we can make really good decisions, and we can be kind to ourselves and kind to other people, because ultimately that's all we want, right? We want to be loved and we want to love other people, but we have to do that where we don't lose ourselves. We have to kind of keep our own authenticity, I guess. We have to be authentic within that. So hopefully you find authentic practices like yoga, like breath work, like Pilates, like dance, like creative things like cooking, and all the other things that you probably find on Virtual Village Hall. They're all there for us, right? So this is like a wellness platform. It genuinely is, right? All the stuff that's put on here is heartfelt, and the creative people behind the scenes are really thinking about what content to put out for you guys. So ultimately you feel better. We all feel better. Collectively, we feel better. And that's good for the nation, right? When we all feel better about ourselves and we're not living in fear, and we're living a little bit less stressed, then that's got to be good for all of us. Yeah. All right. So that's 10 minutes. I do apologize. I don't apologize, because I think sometimes it's important. And yoga is not just about physical stuff. All right. So I'm going to go back on my mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to start lying down. So I want you to lie down on your mat, and you can lie anywhere you want. Let's have a little talk through it as I go back there. And the class will maybe be a little bit shorter today, but not a lot. I'm just going to grab a drink. This is a good opportunity for you to grab a drink. I'll probably come back to that in a bit. Stay hydrated, people, and remove anything that's on your mat. But if you know you like to bring like a cushion or something like a bolster underneath your knees, keep it close by. I'm going to bring all my props on the other side. And if you haven't already, hook your knees in towards your belly and wrap your hands around your knees or your shins or the backs of your legs. You don't even have to use your hands, to tell you the truth. As long as you lengthen your spine down into the earth. And maybe a little bit of movement side to side. You kind of move the knees in kind of like a semicircular movement. That can feel nice. You might even stretch the fingertips up and let the arms fall behind the head. Have a good stretch out through the torso, the arms, the fingertips. And then bring the soles of your feet down onto the floor and press your soles of the feet down into your mat. And then if you want, stay there or lengthen the legs down your mat. Bring your palms so they face up. Now, as I say, if you want to introduce any props into your practice, I'm going to let you do that. So it might be, a little bit of a tuck of the chin, and you might place something underneath your head, or as I say, a bolster or a cushion underneath your knees. But see if you can let go at this point. So the ability to do nothing, or we think it's nothing, that's hard, right? So to get online and practice a yoga class and the yoga teacher's asking you to just be still, you might have that thought where you think, well, what's the point of that? And the point is that all the stuff I was talking about a few moments ago, which is about calming the central nervous system. If it feels okay, maybe you want to slide one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly. Eyes are closed or the gaze is soft. And just intuitively feel into your body. Notice the heat of your body, your skin. Now I'm lucky here. I've got a big balcony door and I live on a 3rd floor. So there's a nice gentle breeze coming in here. A little bit cooler than it has been. So feel maybe a little breeze on your skin. And if your hands are on your belly or on your heart, you just feel a little bit more of your belly rising. Maybe you feel your heartbeat away in your chest. And as we kind of move through this awareness of the breath at the start of the class, see if you have found that stillness quite quickly. Or maybe the tendency is that you just want to move. See if you can surrender to this. Just let the thoughts come and let the thoughts go. Try not to attach to anything in particular. And after, 2 or 3 minutes of being here, maybe you do feel a shift. You've given yourself permission just to be. So we think about yoga as being a feeling practice. We're not trying to overthink it, we're just trying to be in the moment. Maybe notice how your body feels as it begins to kind of like melt down into the floor. Like melting chocolate. everything just begins to smooth out. The breath finds a fluidity that works for you. There's that idea here, if you fall asleep, then that's okay, because you probably need the sleep. This is just giving ourselves permission to find that radical act of slow, rhythmic breathing. And the idea that you're not doing anything is actually the complete opposite. You're doing so much here. This is an integral part of our well-being, of being a human, is to try and downshift our energy levels so we send all the right signals to the body. We let the body, at that really deep cellular level, know that everything's okay, that you're enough, that you don't need anything else. I don't know about you, but I could stay here for a lot longer today. But some of you guys will probably want to move just a little bit. So let's take 2 more rounds of breath. And then when you're ready, really slowly, with your hands on your heart and your belly, bring the hands so the palms are face up by your hips. We'll kind of join the people there. And then just begin to have a little wriggle. You might kind of drop your chin towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, very gentle. And exhale your head to the other shoulder. Inhale to center, exhale the head down. One more time to the other side. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. Nice and gentle through the jaw. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, let the arms fall behind the head. Maybe clasp the palms and push the palms away. Lengthen a little more through the legs. And just have a little intuitive move around. Excuse me, I'm feeling very relaxed. So you know that yawning, that's a product of our relaxed state. Yawning is really good for us. It shows that we're finding that capacity to let everything go. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down and then bring the knees back in. Do it really slowly. Hug the knees back in towards your belly. Maybe rock around just a little bit. And if you wanted to lift your forehead off the floor, maybe just squeeze your forehead in towards your knees. Just be mindful of your spine. Nice. We'll do one more thing down here, then we'll come to a seated position. So bring the soles of the feet down. Now, I've got a bolster here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my bolster in between my legs. So where my ankles are and my knees, I kind of squeeze the bolster in, just like that. Now, you might not have a bolster, but you might have a cushion or a pillow. So it feels quite nice. You kind of bring something in between your legs that feels good, something soft and squidgy. And then just notice what that feels like. And then I'm going to ask you to open the arms out. Now, if you don't have anything, it's not a problem. Just have the knees together or a little gap in between the knees. And then you're going to drop your knees over to the right. So before you do it, maybe just shift the hips over to the left, just a little, and then begin to drop your knees over towards the right. Now, you might do this in really slow movements, very gentle. Check in with your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are super relaxed. And then bring the knees down so you feel somewhat of a stretch in this left hip. So for me, I feel it around here. Just breathing it out. And I've got the bolster in between my knees just to support my twist, so I don't have to work into this. And I'm just going to drop into that very relaxed state again. I'm going to hold this for 2.5 minutes on either side. So you've got loads of time. The final movement you can do is you can turn your head, if your neck feels okay, towards your left fingertips. So knees to the right, gaze to the left. Or just do this and have the gaze straight up. I'm going to have to move my head at some point because I'm going to have to check in with the time. And settle in. Find a beautiful rhythm of breath, in and out through the nose if you can. If it feels natural, then you can always exhale a little through the mouth now and again. Try not to build any tension. And I'm going to remain silent just for a little bit. Just take 3 more rounds of breath. Don't rush them. And when you feel ready, take an inhale. Now you might want to remove, if you're using a bolster or a cushion, you might want to remove it first, but otherwise, just bring the knees back to center. Have a little rock around here. You can even remove what's in between your legs or readjust. And then you know what we're going to do. We're going to go to the side, either with a prop in between the legs or just having the knees side by side. Little shift of the hips over towards the right, and then drop the knees over towards the left. First few breaths are exploratory and just working out what you need. Maybe the final movement is to turn your head towards the right, but don't strain. For me, it's just about gazing towards the sky or the ceiling today and then gently shutting my eyes down. A couple of minutes from here. Just let everything go here. Try not to hold on to thoughts. Let the breath be soft, let the body totally relax. So in these poses, we're trying to let go of any holding, any kind of tension within the body. We're just letting the body do what it needs to do, just relax and to be in rhythm with the breath. Let's take those final 3 rounds of breath together. And when you're ready, really gently, slowly. Again, if you're using anything in between the legs, maybe remove it or keep it where it is. Bring the knees back to center. Place anything that you were using off to one side or behind your head, and then hug your knees back in. Bring your feet back down onto your mat, and then just drop your knees either side. You can open the arms out again and just bring that little scissoring movement in to your practice. Lovely. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And then exhale, just roll over to one side. Make a pillow with your bottom hand and just settle down just for a few breaths. And then press into your top hand and then roll all the way up. And then I'm going to ask you to come to a seated position. I'm going to come a little closer towards the camera. Just seeing if I want to bring anything with me. I'm going to bring a little block with me just so I can sit on that. Grab a drink if you need to. Beautiful work, everyone. Breathe slowly. All right. Feel free to sit on something, just so you get a little bit taller in your spine. You don't need to see my lower body. Let's get a little bit of movement through the shoulders. So just begin to rotate the shoulders forwards and backwards. Maybe a little shrug of the shoulders, just to free up that part of the body. Nice. And then very gentle movements through the head and through your neck. So try and sit nice and tall. So you've got loads of room to breathe into here, and your heart is nice and open. So it's this part of the body that we're thinking about. So not kind of like too rigid, but spine is long, shoulders relaxed. Bring the head down towards your sternum. Maybe rock your chin a little from side to side. Notice any holding behind the ears. You never quite know, right, until you get there, and then you're just working it out, you're working it through. And if everything feels okay, maybe you just want to turn your head over towards your left shoulder. On an exhale, maybe turn your head over towards your right, but think about how your jaw feels and relax that part of your body. How do I relax my jaw? Well, a little gap in between your teeth can feel good. Inhale, your head to the left. Exhale, your head to the right. Use the power of your breath. A couple more times. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale to the left. And exhale to the right. Bring your head all the way back to center. And then final thing we'll do here is maybe just rock the head out, nice and slow. So pick a direction and just circle your head. Notice any tension here. Maybe drop the chin down and a few times the other way. Inhale your head back to center and take a full exhale. Really nice. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, nice and slowly. Exhale, twist over towards your right. Just a gentle twist. Right hand behind, left hand on the thigh or the right knee. Inhale to find length. Then exhale into a little twist. Won't be here for long. Take one more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then as you exhale, twist over towards the left. Left hand behind, right hand on the left knee. Inhale to find length, and then exhale into your twist. A couple more like that. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Let's treat yourselves to one more. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Beautiful. This time, a little bit more formal with the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Release any tension. Stay nice and relaxed through the jaw. Then inhale the shoulders up. And then exhale, drop the shoulders down. Just kind of wriggle them down. Have a little wriggle through the shoulders again. Beautiful. And then if you want to, you can uncross the legs, bring the legs out, and then just drop the knees again to either side. And as I say, we're going to go a little bit shorter today because it's warm. We don't want to do too much. We're going to concentrate now on a little bit of breath work, pranayama. So you can do this in any position. You can sit on a chair. You can sit with your back against the wall. You can sit up on a block like I'm going to, or a book. If you've got a book and you want to sit on a book, that can feel quite nice. See if you can relax your knees down. Breathe deeply here. So maybe the breath now is a little deeper. It's not forced, but it's a little stronger. And then we're going to do that breath we did a few weeks ago, which is called Sitali breath. So we do this when it's quite warm. So what we're going to do is we breathe in through a rolled up tongue, and then we breathe out through the nose. Now, if you can't roll your tongue, because some of us can't, what you'll do is you'll kind of use your teeth. So you breathe in this way, or you can pucker your lips and breathe in through the pursed lips. This is probably better when you purse the lips because you kind of draw that kind of straw-like action in, and then you can really draw the breath in. Or you can join me and breathe through your rolled tongue. And then we breathe out through the nose. Okay, so really concentrate on the inhale and the exhale. Eyes can be closed, gazes at the third eye. And then inhale through your puckered lips, your teeth, or a rolled up tongue. Exhale through your nose, let it all go. This is a cooling breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Three more like that. Final round for me. And then just let your breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. Maybe keep the eyes closed. Notice the effects of that little breath rhythm. And then just let the breath be natural and soft. Notice how it feels within your body. And a great opportunity just to reflect and to notice without any judgment, right? Just see how you feel. Just the practice of awareness today. Gentle, long holds. Awareness on the breath. But the main focus is on calming the central nervous system, on letting everything rest. Take a couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful. And then from here, soften left hand on the heart and then your right hand onto your left hand, and then just feel that connection. Take a little moment to appreciate yourself and appreciate your practice, and know that, as I said at the start, this is a radical act, right? Of doing relatively little means that you actually done a huge amount for your well-being. And see if you can take this practice into the rest of your day. You know, moving from a place of ease, a place of relaxation. Imagine all of the actions that you've got to do, all the conversations that you need to have, from that place of peace and groundedness that we talked about at the start. From here, bring the hands into prayer. Press the thumbs and the little fingers together, and then all the fingers interlace. Maybe take a moment to dedicate your practice to yourself and to someone who might need it. And then very simply, with a wholehearted bow, just wish yourself well and wish everybody else well. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for practicing with me today. As I say, very chilled out today. I think the last thing we probably all need in the afternoon when it's hot is to start thrashing around and getting all sweaty. If you did, then I'm sorry. We'll bring it back next week, right? Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler. Even though you think you did relatively little, you did a lot there. So make sure that you stay hydrated and that you get plenty of rest, and you move slowly for the next half hour or so. Maybe get yourself an herbal tea or something like that. And we'll come back to the practice again next week, and we'll do something a little bit different. We'll speed it up a little bit, but not too much. Pay some attention to the breath, maybe move a little bit more expansively. But remember that yoga can be lots of different things. So thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you to the guys at the Virtual Village Hall. And I'll catch up with you all next week. All right. Take care of yourself, guys. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. I'll see you soon. Bye.